Hello everyone and thanks for tuning into today's 10 to 14 day video update. So we're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for this video. Day 10 takes us to the 20th of December, running up towards Christmas, of course. And we'll be able to extend out the old map with the excellent GFS and ECM ensembles. They are running to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And that gets us well into the early part of January now. I'll get on with that for you in a moment. Just say that first. I'm going to say it's our 6 UK weather forecast. So like, share, subscribe on both of today's bids. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. I'm going to attempt to be live for channel members at 8 PM this evening. It'll be interesting to see how that one goes. But if you're a channel member, I'll perhaps see you later on. Right, okay, let's start off with the latest wind blow map from Earth, nullschool.net. Then showing plenty of low pressure in the North Atlantic, along with a pretty strong west-southwesterly flow once again. So once more we see an unsettled scenario. Central England temperature is currently sitting at 7.9, that's 3.3 degrees above 61 to 99 average, and is provisional to yesterday, to the 9th of December. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. London again today. The red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for London, starting off above average with the upper air temperatures for the next week to 10 days. But signs of a bit of a Christmas cool down there, I think. So that's taken us into the very extended range, where it looks like some of the ensemble members could be starting to actually become rather cold. Most of them just cooling things down. No, maybe a Christmas cool down. How to wait and see. Precipitation-wise, well, not too wet for the rest of this week and into weekend. But next week, looks like the deluge is back on again with some big precipitation spikes there through the 3rd week of December. Temperature anomalies for the next 5 days, to the 15th of December, significantly above average, but the 10 to 14 day looks like that. So still a bit above average, but nowhere near as much. And the 7-day precipitation anomaly to the 17th of December, wetter than average in the west, near normal elsewhere. 8 to 14 day, still looking rather on the wet side. That gets us to Christmas Eve. Right, let's start going through chart data then, starting with the latest UK Met Euro run for midnight on Saturday. Low pressure in control, bringing westerly winds, and we keep unsettled conditions with low pressure domination through into the middle part of next week. Big old low pressure there, 935 millibars, the centre of that one, to the west of the UK and Ireland there by the 17th of December. That looks rather stormy, I must say. Icon is looking like this. When I look at a midnight run, want to see the 12s there, I'll be a channel members later. So a midnight Icon run looks like that. Again, mild, wet and windy over the next few days, with deep areas of low pressure coming in, especially the early part of next week. That gets us to next Tuesday, and again it's looking thoroughly wet, windy and whatnot. Right, well, let's have a look at the KMA. Why not do that? No, again, we've got low pressure in control and in the ascendancy, bringing lots of wind and rain in from off the Atlantic. Heading up towards day 10, just maybe signs, that's 21st of December, just maybe signs, a bit of ridging, trying to get going in the Atlantic. Looks like the jet stream could be starting to go on the northwest-southeast alignment as we run up towards Christmas. Could that be starting to bring in something a little bit colder into the north? Maybe, but it's a long way out, of course. Okay, GFS next, looking like this. So again, low pressure dominates the weather through the course of the weekend and into next week as well. Plenty of wet and windy weather to come with that one. And then we've got this big low here in the North Atlantic through the middle part of next week, looking thoroughly stormy with that, bringing heavy rain, gale force winds and whatnot. And we keep the areas of low pressure coming as we run up towards Christmas well with a midnight run. Again though, that's Christmas Eve, just signs maybe jet stream shifty south. So it's not really cold, but like it is turning cooler anyway. A ridge begins to form out to the north and the west of the UK as low pressure and the jet stream begins to slip southwards over the Christmas period. So I doubt there'd be much snow with that, but like could be wintry showers, I guess, up in the north. It's just generally a more seasonable feel. That's the midnight run. What about 6 said? Well, again, we've got low pressure in control as we go through the end of the week and into the weekend and next week. Plenty wet windy weather to come. That looks thoroughly stormy there in the North Atlantic, doesn't it? On the 17th of December. Oh dear. And, well, we've got somebody tracking low. So that's the 19th of December. Signs of low pressure going onto more of a southerly track. Then carrying on from that, well, northwest-southeast alignment to the jet stream could start to bring something a little bit cooler in from the North Atlantic. Wet, windy there, though, for Christmas Day. That doesn't really change. And even on Boxing Day, the next low is downstream. So maybe turning a bit cooler around Christmas period, but still looking unsettled. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get subscribe to. Thanks so much for doing that. About 50 subscribers gets us to 20.8k, so if you could give us a sub, that would be absolutely awesome. And, well, we're a couple of weeks away from Christmas. We've still got some calendars left. We've got about 15 calendars left for the GavsWeatherVids 2026 photography calendar. If you'd like Gav to fill your stock in, and you wouldn't, then all you need to do is send £13 to our PayPal account. This is it just here, paypal.me page, link in the description. Send £13 there. We'll get the calendar out to you, and you should still be able to get that for Christmas. Certainly by the new year, you'll be able to have your calendar. And yeah, so we've got about 15 left, so not that many, but still a few left over. Like a GavsWeatherVids calendar for Christmas, then you know what to do. Fill your boots. And thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. It's helping to support the channel. Okay, GM, and again, we're just going over onto the 12 days. So have a look at midnight run. A GM, again, low pressure dominates the weather through the course of the weekend into next week. Plenty of wet, windy conditions to come. Moving on up towards day 10, the low pressure keep on coming, along with that southwesterly flow. So the unsettled, wet, windy weather continues. And then the ECM is going to round it all off. If I can get the mouse over there. What's wrong with that? Okay, what's going wrong with my mouse? Oh dear. Maybe we're being cut off mid-video. I don't know. I might have to pause the video. Hang on. See if I can sort out my mouse. Hold on, everybody. Technical issues for Gav. Let's see what we could do. Hold on. It's really playing up, isn't it? I can't get. Oh dear. Oh dear. The whole thing has fallen apart. Hang on. Pause. Okay, I think my mouse is working again. So, let's do it again. GM! Again, with low pressure dominating the weather through the course of the end of the week and into the weekend. And next week as well, the low pressure keep on coming up to day 10. That's 20th of December, thoroughly wet and windy. What model is that? That was the GM. Right, and then we've got the ECM looking like this. So, once again, low pressure is dominating the weather as we're going through the end of the week. Next week looking unsettled as well, but low pressure keep on coming. I mean, what is central pressure? That something crazy, maybe like 925 millibars. Don't know, but certainly very deep low there in the North Atlantic. That could bring heavy rain, gale force winds and whatnot. Beyond that, heading up towards day 10, the wet wind is carry on. Again, just signs of a jet stream starting to slip southwards a little bit though. We're approaching Christmas. Could bring something a bit cooler in from the north, if not particularly cold. And then high pressure originating through the country, so that might give us some frosty weather and like a seasonal feel anyway for Christmas Eve. Maybe it's Christmas Day, particularly for the south, but north turning milder again there actually. But down in the south, maybe we might generate a Christmas frost. We'll see. Well, this is the precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Temesha.com. So you're going to see plenty of bands of rain coming and going with this over the next few days, particularly so for the north and west, but not exclusively so. There will be some wet weather into the south at times as well. And these are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. It gets us to 20th of December. So 12 members of the ECM ensemble with deep low pressure, more or less over country, 11. Low pressure again, more or less over country, 11. Low pressure again, in from the Atlantic, we've got 10. Low pressure again, 6 over country, and 7. Low pressure to the west and high pressure to the east. May all look low pressure dominated at day 10. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we're going to have. And this gets us to Christmas Day, 25th of December. 20 members of the ECM ensembles with a ridge from the Azores to northern Europe. Could be some frost with that. 18 with some lower pressure in from the Atlantic, and 13 starting to build up some higher pressure to the north and possibly bringing in a colder east or northeasterly flow. That would make for an interesting Christmas Day, wouldn't it? But only 13 going in that direction. CFS V2 finally, and then we're done. These are 500 middle bar height anomalies. I'm going to break it down into week periods. First week period takes us from the 10th to the 16th of December. But next week with high pressure over and to the east of the country, low pressure out to the west. That brings up winds from a southerly direction. Should be mild, but looks unsettled. Week 2 is going to be the 17th to 23rd of December. High pressure both to the east and also the south. Could that bring up something mild from the southwest? Maybe. Week 3 will be the 24th, Christmas Eve, 24th of December to the 30th, with higher pressure building up towards Scandinavia. No, I reckon that will probably be turning colder from a frost and fog perspective anyway. And then week 4 rounds it all off. It's the 31st December, New Year's Eve, 6th of January. High pressure event is out to the northwest. Come back, we bring in a cold northeasterly flow. Looks a possibility, doesn't it? But of course, it's a long way out, 4 weeks away. We may be seeing the very, very first, earliest hints of a bit of a Christmas transition here. A bit of a Christmas cool down. And maybe cold by the new year, but a long, long way off, and lots of water, lots of weather, and lots of wind and rain to get under the bridge before we get to that. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you everyone for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all our videos and content. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get subscribed too. Thank you everyone for doing that on live. Hopefully, fingers crossed, with hope a mini hub holds out with channel members at 8 PM this evening, and we'll have more content for you tomorrow. For this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.